Okay, fantastic. So we're here at Slimbridge with the lovely class that have been learning about World War One. We're going to talk to Ree, who's the teacher that's been teaching the topic this term. Ree, do you want to just introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Randall, and I am the Year 5-6 teacher at Slimbridge. And I've been teaching them all about World War One for quite a while, actually.
Fantastic. Just tell us how you got involved with the World War One Glos Remembers Project, first of all.
Well, first things first, we decided that we were going to learn a little bit about World War One this year, and we then got in touch with yourselves, and so I thought it was a brilliant idea to actually take part in this project, because I love history, I love teaching history, and I thought the children would really bring things alive for the children. I think it has, actually.
Brilliant, yeah. Brilliant. So just tell us about some of the things that you've taught, the ways in which you've taught World War One.
So I started off by thinking that I wanted to bring the whole thing alive, really. So I started off by giving them all an old-fashioned name and giving them a character, really, that they could use throughout the whole project. And we talked about, you know, where they might have come from, what their families might have been like, and they had to sign up and enlist in the war. And then we did lots of different types of activities, some little drama activities, and some writing postcards from the front, writing postcards to a member of the family who might have been fighting in the war from home. Then we just learnt lots of facts about what it might have been like in the trenches. So we made trenches and just brought it to life through lots of different things, really, didn't we? Did lots of literacy, lots of art, and lots of history, really.
Making the trenches sounds fantastic. Just tell us about that lesson, because that's brilliant.
So we decided to make first of all we decided to make a great big long trench. So we've got lots of cardboard and we drew a trench on the floor, didn't we? We all lined up and we drew a great big trench. And then I put everybody into groups. We've got lots of newspaper, paper mache, and we built the trench. We made them quite tall. When they'd all been made after quite a few lessons, wasn't it? Yeah. We got lots of paint and we painted them. We got lolly sticks to make kind of like the floor, the wooden flooring, and to make kind of like, we got corrugated paper, didn't we? Yeah. To make kind of corrugated iron.
And we got this really
you know, what do you call it? To reinforce the sides. And we painted it and we used sponges and things, didn't we?
At the end, we put them all together.
We tried at the end to join them all together to make a great big frontline trench, and they kind of fit, didn't they?
Yeah.
They did kind of fit together. So it was quite interesting to see. Some of them were really thin, some of them were really wide, some of them had little extra bits out of them. So it was quite nice for the children to see actually how long they were, and we learnt about how long the trenches were. They went on for about hundreds of miles, didn't they, along Belgium and France.
On this one there's a picture of the trenches.
Oh, there's a picture, yeah. We learned about the pictures of the trenches and what they might have been like, and there was the front line, there was the reserve trench, wasn't there? So we learned about all of those
support trenches.
things.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
How has being involved with the Glos Remembers World War One Project changed the way that you've taught the topic? Or has it even?
It has. I think I probably would have used all of this information anyway, but I would never have thought to actually go down to the War Memorial and to look at the people on there and then to actually kind of research them ourselves. And I would never probably have got involved with kind of more of the community, and for them to help us actually bring these people to life. So I think that's really important, and it's really changed how we've done everything. I don't think we would have been able to learn half the stuff if it hadn't have been for lots of help from the community and from yourselves.
Brilliant, fantastic. And so those are the ways in which kind of working with community, working with projects have kind of enhanced your teaching of the topic, I suppose.
Yeah, really enhanced it. We can actually put a face to the names on the memorial. We actually feel like we know who they are, and in the future, when it comes to remembering them in November and July, we actually will probably take more of an active role as a school and as a community in that, I think, because we'll know who they were and we'll feel kind of proud, I think.
Brilliant. That's great to hear that it's enhanced the teaching and the learning as well, and it's been a really fruitful partnership.
I think, as you've heard from the children, I think that speaks for itself really. We've learned so much, and they're so knowledgeable about it. Not about everything, about World War One, but about the the things that the community did in the school and things like that.
That's really come across. We were just saying before, weren't we?
Yeah.
You could have kept coming up with facts all afternoon about World War One, so that's really fantastic.
Yeah.
Tell us about your visit to the archives. How did that enhance your teaching and the learning about World War One?
So we visited the archives, and what I wanted to get out of it is the children to understand that there is this place that has these really, really old documents where everything's kept, and so I was really excited about showing them like the old books and the old maps and things like that, but also I wanted them to get a feel for the things that are kept at the archives, so all of the old kind of propaganda posters, the letters, the records of people who've died and things like that, and I think that was really important for us to actually come and see all of that.
Tell us about the day, so the kind of things that you did when you came to visit.
So when we came, we had a little look around the archives. We looked at all of the places where you store the documents, which was quite interesting. We learnt about how you keep the documents safe from rats, didn't we? Then we learnt about what Slimbridge, we looked at lots of documents, like an old map, about what Slimbridge used to look like, where the school was, and maybe where some of the people who lived in the village, some of the people who died, might have lived. What else did we look at? We looked at some records of burials, didn't we, of some of the people that had died. And then we did a brilliant activity at the end where the children were given a character who they were real characters, and they had to put across a case for whether or not they should be exempt from going to war. And they had to read them out, and when we came back to the classroom, because half of the class didn't come, we did it again for the rest of the class, didn't we? And then we decided, we were so into it, that we wanted to write our own. So we became our character again, and we decided to write a plea to say, I don't think I should come to war because I've done this, and my family need me, etc. And so we brought that back, and that was it's an activity that I certainly never would have thought of.
We wrote that we were farmers, and
we did. We all wrote. We were all a bit. We can't go to war because we've got all these people who are relying on us, and it was all a bit, woe is me. But it was very good, and I don't think that because they were real people, they were actually the real people and the real kind of exemption. Notifications, we really, really brought it to life for us, didn't it?
So it's been fun, but it's also helped you understand the reasons why people might have been exempt from going to war.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Something that I never knew. I certainly didn't know that, so that's something that I've learnt as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Speaking of learning, what do you feel your class has got out of learning about World War One and the topic in general?
Well, I think that they've learnt so much, and I'm really proud of how much they've taken on board. Actually, they've learnt so much information about everything. Really, you've done your own research as well. So I can't think of anything else to say.
That's all right. So, how will what your class have learned really help them think differently when it comes to the centenary commemorations of the First World War in the summer, and also Remembrance Sunday this year?
Well, I think that being able to visit the War Memorial, knowing the names of all of the people on there, knowing the faces of most of the people on there, it's really brought it to life for us. And I think that as a school, we'll definitely do something to commemorate this time. I think it would be really important for us to actually go down there and make our own wreath, and to really, join with the community in remembering these war heroes. That's really important. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Have you got any plans at the moment for any kind of commemorations?
We've got
like
some
that?
Community plans actually that with the History Society and with the Parish Council to kind of display some of our work actually, and to think about the people of the village, and we've got something in the pipeline. We're not quite sure what we're doing yet, but we're going to do something that's going to be community based, and that the children will be invited to as well.
It's top secret at the moment.
Yeah, not really sure what we're doing, but it'll be something. I think the community plan. I don't know if this is right, Den. I think the community plan. We've had just a meeting with the parish council, and they're planning to get pictures of all of the people on the memorial, and then all of the information about them. And they're going to be displayed in different places around Slimbridge. So down at the Wetlands Trust, at the school, at the village hall, places like that people from the community can actually come and learn about them.
Fantastic.
As well.
So potentially what you've done in kind of looking into the soldiers' names on the War Memorial will all kind of feed into that.
I think we'll probably do an assembly at some point, probably next year, about some of the people from the village, and tell the rest of the school about them, because they don't know anything about them either.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
How's the work affected the way that you see Slimbridge? And look at the village.
Yeah, I guess that it's, it's a nice village, and it probably was back in World War I times, where it was a very, very close village, and very community orientated. And I think it's kind of doing the whole project is kind of perhaps bringing it back. Really.
Have you learned any stories that have helped kind of reinforce that sense of it being a very close-knit community?
We've learned quite a lot about individual stories about some of the people, haven't we? We've learned about the houses, and we've seen people's graves, and so
when they were born and
when they were born and when they've died. And there's also some families around here who've their rank. There's also some families who've got who we've got links with. We've one family who's just come forward and has given us loads of photographs and things who we never would have known about, and it's just through a link with the school.
So working with the community and opening up that dialogue with them has actually meant that you can put faces to some of the information that you're kind of finding.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Would you recommend other schools get involved with the Glos Remembers WW1 Project?
What do you think?
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
I think that everyone should get involved. I think it's really, really important to know about the people in your village who fought in the war. I think it's really important for you to commemorate it and to bring it to life, really. And it's easy to do. There's lots of different activities that you can do to do it. So.
People will be stealing your trench activity, I'm sure.
People will be.
Brilliant. And is there anything else you'd like to share with us that we haven't talked about, either about the World War I topic or about your visit to the archives, that you've not shared with us so far?
I don't think so. I can't think of anything.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.